It's the end of the world. Hurricane Dorian's coming. I'm not worried, really, at all. Let me just move something over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I figured I'd try to get a little bit of a stream in. Well, I still can. Not expecting Dorian to arrive for another, what's it, 10:30? 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, about 4.5 hours. Maybe 4. But I've got my preparations all done. The only thing I need to do now is just make sure my balcony window, or my balcony door and my window beside it are closed, but yeah, I'll do that. I have plenty of time before I actually have to do that, so we're cool. So, whoop, don't want to hit my mic. So, I figured I would try to get something done in Centuria. Do a little bit of mapping and whatnot. Maybe do a little bit of test playing. So I don't have any battles in, or no abilities work. Just the whole battle side of the game I'm not focusing on yet. Primarily I'm just doing mapping and eventing right now. So we'll stop that, and we'll actually do a test play here. That seems like it's probably really low. Because it is. Alright, volume mixer. You are very, very, very low, my friend. Ooh. Okay, OBS is actually not even picking it up now for some weird reason. It was. This is weird. What if I increase the volume all the way? Okay, it looks like I can see something going on. This is weird. What's this? It's not that. I'm actually going to do something here. I'm going to make it so the sound comes through my speakers, just because it seems like it's easier to get things to work that way for some weird reason. At least in MV. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, so just bear with me a second here. Oh! Yeah, there we go. We have sound. Okay. So now I'm actually going to do a legitimate test play. Alright. So as you can see, both of these are under 5 minutes. My saves. I'm probably going to get Yanfly's save load menu or something. Just something that looks a little better than just the default one. I don't like how it says File 1 Centuria, File 2 Centuria. I don't like how it has the game name there. Maybe there's a script to get rid of that. I don't know. But yeah, let's just go through the intro here. So I tried to make this basically identical to the original Centuria. Which, where are we here? I want to go to VX projects. volume mixer. Where is... There. So if I go to start game, boom. So it's basically the same thing side by side. I've kept the dialogue almost unchanged. I am a man. So I've changed the, actually I should probably... You know what, and we'll put this above, Ventusky there. And, just for fun, why don't we make this bigger? I'm actually really glad I found that, MV is being picked up by OBS. Last time I tried to test play in OBS, it didn't work. I don't know why, but okay, so we'll go with that. I think that looks pretty cool. So then, gotta name myself. I decided I wouldn't make him have a default name, so the player will have to just name the character whatever. But I'll just go with my original default name, Aiden. And the female default name is Celia if you choose to be a female chosen one. So I'm gonna say OK. Whoops, not Aiden, huh? So yeah, it mostly stays the same. So instead of the 4 sages, I've changed into the 4 gods, because it sounds more important than the 4 sages. I mean, this makes it like the chosen one really answers to a higher power, if, you know, they answer to a god, not a sage. But the sages in the original were supposed to be basically gods anyway, they were just called sages. But actually calling them gods sounds better. So yeah, I'm keeping all the names the same. Now here's where the intro does change a little bit. Let's say I want to be with Ravis, the Fire Sage. So he gives you a bit of description here, that whenever you pick a god, you become resistant to that god's, the damage of the element that corresponds to the god. So Ravis is the god of fire, so you take half damage from fire, and you also get a fire attack, Fire Blade. If you pick Sarlaw as the water god, you get Water Blade, and so forth. And, you know, half damage from water. It's whatever god you pick. So that's what I'm doing in the MV version that replaces this here. You used to pick a class based on your god. So Ravis, you get Berserker and Pyromancer. Another one you'd get like Knight and something else. And each god would have their own 2 unique classes, basically. So we'll just pick Berserker. Let that text finish. So then it goes back to where the VX A script was. So the Sage, who I now have a name, he's Midos. Or Midos, however you want to pronounce it, I don't care. So he goes back to actually explaining why you've been awakened. Unusual disturbance, blah blah blah. It's mostly the same text. I didn't copy paste it, but I just rewrote it and just added a little bit more to it. Restore harmony to our worlds. Restore harmony to our world's flow of life. I think restore harmony to our world just sounded a little bit better than restore harmony to our world's flow of life. I think that just sounded like a bit much, so I got rid of the flow of life part. Can I make these align? No. But then, presto! Wow, it takes a lot longer in the VXA's version, doesn't it? So I just added 1 line of text here. This is most extraordinary. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure these walls and whatnot were originally modified or made by me or something. They're a little bit different in the remake. A little bit. But the cross was mine, everything else. The only thing that wasn't mine in the VX Ace version Well, the curtains, I think I grabbed from Final Fantasy VI and I just reduced the colors. The platform that the Chosen One appears on was a rip. The floor and the walls were rips, I think. No, the walls and ceilings. No, they were rips. I just redid it in the same style for the remake. I just opened them side by side, just basically redid the bricks for the walls and ceilings in like the same dimensions and everything. You'd notice a few subtle differences, but yeah. But the floor, I redid the floor. I think the checkered floor looks kind of like maybe more appealing than this weird red stone floor. They both look fine, I think. I just think mine kind of fits the aesthetic of the game a little bit more for what I'm going for, the vibe. But yeah, and the platform that he spawns on, I didn't make that. But in the MV version, I sprayed that one myself, the one that he's standing on. The stained glass windows, pretty sure I made those from scratch. If not from scratch, then modified from the RPG Maker 2000 RTP, maybe? But yeah, so I left those in. The cross, piece of cake, that was mine. There was no problem to make, so I left that in. So yeah, then from here... So he just tells you that they weren't prepared for your arrival, so they don't have anybody... They don't have a concierge ready for you. So basically, a concierge is just somebody who... Basically, a mortal who works with the Chosen One as like their escort or guide or partner. Not an overly important character in the game. It just serves to give you like a helper in battles for the start, and just gives the player some choice right off the bat because, as you can see, he tells you just pick somebody. So I kept this all the same. Talk to him again, he just says, yeah, to pick somebody. So you can pick Kirsch, the paladin. Then there's Liana, the priestess. Now she says welcome to Centuria. She's not saying welcome to the game. Like, that's the name of the actual world in the game. So if anybody wonders where the name of the game came from, that's what I've named the actual world in the game. And then there's also Braun the Warrior. So it doesn't really matter who I pick right now because they don't really have any defining stats or anything. Can't use them in battle. So Liana joins the party. A little bit different from, hey, come here, you. I decided I won't let the players rename them anymore. Just because I wanted them to feel like they're more unique, I guess. And just put more, I guess, more emphasis on the Chosen One feeling more like the player's avatar than the other party members. So I haven't done any chests yet. As you can see, the chests here, they were still unopened. So I had like a little animation and everything in the old game. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore because it's just feels like too much work, I guess. And I don't want to have to go through aligning all those animations and everything because everything's enlarged by 300%. So if I don't align it just right in the image itself, when the animation plays, if it's not aligned properly, it may be a little unaligned with everything else on the screen. It may not be, you know, pixel perfect. Oh, I forgot I can click in it. MV. Ah! Then there's the save menu. Nothing different there, really, other than the look of the save menu. Wow, the priest is way out here. What? Oh no, that was test NPC. Ignore that. I don't know what that was even for. Actually, let me just... do this real quick. What is he even for? Oh, he just adds a party member that I was testing. Okay. So not terribly important, really. Get this back up. There, so he's no more. I've tried to make the guards have a little bit more to say. This guy says he wishes he could be strong enough to come with you. This guy says he can't believe that you've appeared here, of all places. I think this guy says something that's roughly the same. Oh yeah, a little bit more. Instead of just welcome to Ralston Castle, he says it's the capital of the Ralston Kingdom. We got a guy over here. We've got an inn, which I did make sure is working. So that's up and running. Some guys up here. There's the king, who you talk to. So let's go to the king. So he just asks you to just go check with the mine, and that's it. So you don't really know if you even have a quest right there or not. Although, if you try to talk to the king before you leave, I actually have this NPC. He's in both versions, but he just tells you to go see the king first. So, go up and talk to the king. I did this a little bit differently here. Basically, it does say the same thing, but then you get this little pop-up here, telling you that you have a new quest. So then you can go to the menu and go to quest log, and it shows up right here. Right now, I do have 2 quests that can pop up. The Force menu. Force is basically the name of your army in this game. Kind of like in Shining Force, actually, now that I think about it. So, you can remove your secondary party members, but you cannot remove the main character. I haven't reworked some of the icons and stuff in the equip screen, as you can tell. But we're getting there. Is there anything else in here? Well, here's his abilities. Like I said, there's Fireblade. I didn't set an MP cost for it yet because, well, I'm not working on combat yet, so there's no point. But all characters, based on their class, they have a predefined set of skills, so they start with right away. They don't get anything through leveling. That's just all going to be skills. Or, stats through leveling. You know, just increasing your HP, your strength, all that stuff. That's all you get from leveling. So basically, you get your full arsenal of abilities right off the bat, but then there's going to be your TP abilities. In the original, let me just look over here. Ability, Burst. So they're still going to be there. Also have the Burst abilities. I'll change TP to BP, probably, for Burst points. And every character will get their own unique burst abilities, and there's going to be over 100 characters, so there's going to be a lot of different bursts in this game. Some will be very similar, just because, I mean, come on. 100 characters or so, with like 20, I think, guest characters from RMN. There's going to be some that are very similar. That's just the nature of the beast and having so many characters. The characters aren't going to be super unique, it's just for the sake of variety, and so characters can just, or not characters, so that players can just, you know, play with who or whatever they want. If you want certain characters, I mean, you're free to do it. They can all be viable. I haven't done it yet, but the equip screen will be different from this. They're going to have a weapon, shields, probably just armor. Then there's going to be an accessories slot. And then there's going to be another slot that I might make it 2, I'm not sure yet. It'll be called probably Codex or Tome or something like that, or Skill. Basically, you're going to be able to pick up some, or purchase some items that are like skill tomes. And when you equip them, you can use that skill in battle. And it'll just be random stuff like you might find, let's say, a Blessing Tome or a Protect Tome. Equip that on the character, and now they can use a skill they normally would not have access to. So there's gonna be a little bit of customization with that as well for your skill sets. Down at the bottom, we have underneath endgame. There's alignment and force size. Force size is just how big your army is. That's all that is. So we have 2 members, Chosen One and Leona. So it's 2. Alignment is basically, it goes up or down based on whether you do good or bad deeds. You'll know if it's good or bad before you even, you know, commit to it for sure. It's gonna be black and white, so you can definitely choose if you want to be good or bad. But some characters may only show up if you have high alignment, so like 60 plus. Other characters will only show up if you have bad alignment, so probably like 40 or below, or less than that maybe. And then there's going to be characters who don't care, they'll join you whenever. And then characters who are more neutral, and they'll only care if you're in like maybe the 30 to 65 range maybe. And so with so many characters playing for this game, you're not going to get everybody on your first run, for sure. But depending on how you play and what your alignment is like, you're going to end up with like a vastly different army from the next person over. Including, you know, what your preferred 5-person party is, because it's going to be 5 people in your party. So there's going to be a lot of there's a lot of variance in all this. It's over 100 characters, 5-person party. You can customize your skills a little bit. So yeah, there is a wide variety of things to do with their characters. So I think everybody's gonna have a slightly different experience. So now we go off to the world map, which is all original, by the way. I've made all that myself, but it is based on my old world map pretty heavily. I just got a Discord message here. I better. It's FM, isn't it? Oh, okay. He's talking about Black and Prophecy 2. So most of this is the same. I have touch encounters on the world map, so I'm going to be careful with that. But on this world map, there won't be any touch encounters. That will only be for the dungeons. The world map, it's going to have random encounters. But as long as you stay off the road, or stay on the road, you'll be fine. So I'm just going to show that real quick here. I can't... Can I actually... Yeah, I can. So if we look at the world map here, the same area I'm in now, and if I go to the region view... There. So as you can see, I have no region set for the roads at all. So that means no battles on the roads. Oh, there we go. So stay on the roads, and you know you'll be fine. Answer my message. Alright. So, the first quest, I'll walk off the road because there's no battles yet. The first quest is to come down here to the Ralston Mines, so we'll avoid the battles. There's no point in fighting them. But yeah, this part of the world map is very, very faithful to my original. So the mine looks much different now. So it's all original in here. It was very generic before. But I'm actually going to close that, and we're just going to stick with this one here now. So we'll walk around here a little bit. I have no encounters in here right now, but I do have sprites for that. I have little mist bats and little slimes that move around. The slimes are actually smiling, so, of course. You can push the minecarts. There's gonna be some side rooms for treasure and whatnot. I need to fix up the tiles here for the holes. there's a bit of like a little spot there that juts out on each one. That looks kind of weird. I gotta fix that. Push that just because I can. In some spots, you're gonna come to a spot like this where it's like, oh, well, I have to push the cart to proceed. We're getting pretty far in the mine right here, actually. Save point. You know what that probably means? So the boss... Oh, I didn't... Oh. Let me fix that right now. Why didn't you notice that? So let's go to... Ralston Mine. Wow, I can't believe I did not notice that. Okay, so we will go back down there again. I'm just gonna hold control, just walk over this stuff. So we're back in the mine. Oh, they're not supposed to move. Yeah, you know what? I might as well while I'm doing this. Just so I don't forget, because I probably would. You guys are supposed to be stationary. There. Easy as that. Alright, so the last thing I was gonna show in the mine was up this way. That's great, I'll just hold control. Is this thing here. Your path is blocked by the fire of power. So there's going to be a few of these throughout the game. There's going to be ones that are blocked by fire, thunder, water, and wind. So you just need to basically, as you progress through the game, you're going to go meet each god in their shrine, and you're going to do a deed for them and then get their power. So then you come back to one of these, and you'll be able to get through it. And they're normally just going to have like just like side rooms with like treasure or something. So we'll just get over here. Back to the world map. Walk up here. This is the Griffoneer. So each region in the game, right now we're in the Ralston Kingdom region. Each region is going to have a Griffoneer who will teleport you between each region. But there's only one per region, and they're always at like the primary settlement in each region. So each region will have 2 towns, and probably 1 to 2 mandatory dungeons, and a few side places to check out. And the Griffoneer will always be at the most important town. So here he's right outside Ralston. But when you get to other kingdoms, or other regions, he may not be right outside the first town you find. It may be like the second town in or something, so he may be like far into the region. So that's one mode of transportation. It's like a quick travel around the world map. And he can only go to regions that he's adjacent to. So, say it's in our worlds. A Griffoneer could go between Canada and the US, because they're adjacent. But he can't go from like Canada to Sri Lanka, because they're not side by side. You'll have to go Canada, Russia, India, Sri Lanka. Or you can use your boat. I don't have a boat yet. I'll spread a boat. But you'll be able to swim, or not swim, but ride along all the waterways in the world. The oceans, the rivers, and just park it wherever you want, really. So yeah, there's gonna be no airship. It's gonna be just boat. Because I want the world to feel kind of like it's big, and I feel like using a boat to go around will make it feel bigger than having an airship where you're just flying over the mountains and the oceans, like just willy-nilly. At least now you actually have to still navigate the world a little bit. So here's Ralston Town, which is almost unchanged from the original version. So I made sure the NPCs here kind of said helpful things, like this guy here. You can find dozens of potential followers through the Centuria. Oh, I gotta fix that. That's the name of the world in my D&D campaign. Getting a little mixed up there with my names. Okay, there we go. Silly me. Oh, I'm back down here? Well, whatever, just down the road. So, we walk up here, come over here, and boom, we're in. So, yeah, as I was saying, so he says you'll find dozens of potential followers throughout the world of Centuria, not Centuria. So all your followers each have a class assigned to them. All followers have the same class. All followers of the same class have the same abilities, which I mentioned before. Every follower has their own unique burst ability that costs TP to use in battle. I'll change that to BP. So there's some helpful information for you. What does she say? A lot of towns have secret routes that lead to treasure. Can you find the hidden treasure in our town? I sure can. It's not going to be a spoiler because it's the first town, so it won't be like a great treasure. But yeah, it's right over here. But if you step anywhere outside of this area here, you'll leave town. Step down a tall here, you go out of town. Over here, there's nothing. Oh, come on, buddy, get in my way. There we go. Elder's house. A strange mist in the Ralston mine. I hope a monster is not behind it all, which means a monster is behind it. The save point here does work. What does he say? People will accidentally drop things in pots and urns. Oops. This will say often. Always look inside of them. Let's fix that. My bad. Alright. Which he said that in the original game, so there's proof I'm not just copying and pasting. I am rewriting the dialogue. What do you say? If a follower falls in battle, you will need to find an inn to rest at in order to get them back on their feet. So if somebody hits 0 hit points, there's no, Phoenix down. You have to actually go back to an inn and rest to get them, back up. Or you can find a necromancer to raise them as well. As he says, a necromancer has the raise dead ability. It's the only character in the game that can bring back a dead person without going to an inn. And necromancers, there's only going to be a handful of them out of like the 100 characters. So if you get one, they're going to feel pretty valuable, I think. Yeah, this guy just tells you to... Oh, no. Yeah, he's basically just giving you a little bit of a hint that characters that are not heavy armor will take a bit more of a beating than ones who are. So light armored characters, they'll get kind of thrashed around a little bit by the enemies. I think that's about it in this place here. Yeah, the inn works here. I made sure all my inns work. Ralston Town. We'll take a little trip to the west. Portovon. A town from the original. Looks mostly the same. So then we have Townsend, who was in the original. So this will show you just how easily you can find people in this game if you go to the right place at the right time. May I serve you? You can say no for now, and he just stays there. Now, take note of this. Alignment is at 50. If you say yes to his offer, because it does sound important to him, he says his father served with the Chosen One, so he wants to as well. You say, sure, come along. alignment is now 52, fort size is 3. So your alignment caps at 100, and it can go as low as 0. I have conditional branches set up to make sure that if the variable tries to go below 0 or above 100, it'll just reset to those values. So if it's at 99 and you try to get Townsend, it would technically go to 101, but then the game will look at that and say, oh no, that's above 100. Let's hard cap that at 100, and it will, you know, put it at that. So you can't go above 100, below 0, you know. There's somebody else in this town. Where is she? Way over here? There's supposed to be an old lady. Where'd the old lady go? Oh, whoa. She's in the shop. Wow, the NPCs really get around in MV. I gotta change that, probably. So here we go. This guy lost his wedding ring because a giant crab mugged him and took it from him. So now we have a new quest. So this does show up right here in the quest log. Krabby Crook. Retrieve proposal ring. Ring! Wow. I don't know why I said wing. That's about all you can do in this town right now. Like I said, there's no shops, no battles or anything, so I have nothing like that set up. It's just the mandatory NPCs. Just a little island right there. I'm gonna walk over this way a little bit. Go around the mountains. You can't go through forests because I think it might look a little weird if the players were walking through these tiles. So the forests and the mountains you can't cross, but the hills and grasslands, obviously, road, beach, you can walk on all that. So this here is kind of hidden out of the way, and you have to go off the road to actually find it. This is probably where I'm going to put that crab. Before, this was just like a little one-room optional place with a few chests and a few battles. It'll probably be like something small still, but that's where the Krabby Crook will be. And if you take the quest, he'll spawn in there. If you don't, then you won't see him. Which reminds me that I also have random encounters planned for this game. Or not random, rare encounters. So, at random, when you go into a location, the game will do like a variable check, and it'll just pick a number from like, I don't know, 1 to 10 or something, and if it matches the number that I've set, a rare encounter will spawn somewhere in that dungeon. So you may walk through a dungeon 10 times and never see anything unusual, then go back again, and boom, suddenly there's something that you've never seen, and you're like, what's this? So just to make things a little more interesting. So it's not here yet, but right here is going to be the Ralston checkpoint. It's a location that prevents you from proceeding until you finish what you need to do in Ralston. Which is basically just clear out the mine, and then you can go over to Portavon and get a seal from the king. And then you come up here and you can go through the checkpoint. But if you don't have that seal, they'll turn you back. So this here is technically the second region. This is the Riverlands. The sign does not work yet. It's actually a very small region. There's only one town and one dungeon. So if we walk over here a little bit. This is where the dungeon is going to be. It's the old barracks. It's not in the game. Well, I've made it, but there's no event that teleports you to it. So I have to show that in the editor. And then when you're done with the Riverlands... Oh, can't go in there yet. You go into that cave. It is mapped, but it's not in the game. It takes you over here to the Highlands region, which is actually pretty expansive. So we're going to have a dungeon up right here. Just stop that for a second. Come down here. So here's one town. That's gonna be Ebon Rock. Yeah, that's Ebon Rock, I think. And right over there is where we came from, so then we can keep going down. It's a very mountainous region, very hilly. But it does have one coastline, which is down here. There's not much down here. I might put something there. Optional dungeon or something, maybe. Come over here. Here's the main town down here. This is Pinecrest, which is where the Griffoneer is located. That just goes around. That loops to another road. Or does it go to Ebon Rock? Or is Ebon Rock over here more? I think it's over here. Isn't it? Or is this way up top? Oh no, there's Ebon Rock there. And there will be something over here, this little off-road area. I haven't decided what yet, but it's all hills, so there's probably going to be some significant random battles in here, in this little area. So that's about all that I've mapped. So if we look at the world map here, I think I actually do have it planned out a little bit for how it's going to be laid out. So let's use this as an example. So there, right there, all this here is the Ralston Kingdom. First part of the game. Then you get the Riverlands up here. And then all this junk over here, that's all the Highlands. But then there's this landmass down here, this one right here, up here, over here. So I have not even decided if this is going to be like the actual full world. It may just be like a set of large islands somewhere in the world. There's not going to be like a bigger world map. This is it. But I haven't decided if this is going to be like the entire world of Centuria or not. Kind of like in Chrono Cross, how the world map is just a small part of the sea. I'm also going to have one area that's not even on the world map. It's going to be under the ocean here. It's going to be Atlantis. So at some point, I'm going to have to make an underworld world map as well. Probably like the underwater places in the original Breath of Fire. How you go under the ocean. It might be something like that, I think. But we'll see. That'll be kind of fun. Shake things up a little bit. The players get to go underwater and give them something new to look at. Kind of like in Final Fantasy when you go to like the underworld. Just something different for a change, you know? So there's Port of On right there. Ralston Checkpoint. Then there's Brooktown, which is in the second region there. That's the town. I've got Ebon Rock mapped out. There it is. That's Ebon Rock. And this Pinecrest. This is not made yet. I don't have any of these done. Dungeons. So there's the Ralston Mine. The old barracks. Whoop. There's the cave that connects the Riverlands to the Highlands. There's the Den of Evil. The Highland Library. And that's all I've done for maps so far. It may not seem like much, but I mean, you gotta keep in mind I'm doing it all from scratch, like the tiles and everything, the sprites, using a very heavily modified Final Fantasy III template, I think. But there's not much in the database right now. As you can see, I only have 5 characters in here. The classes are all there, though. Aeromancer, Alchemist, Assassin, Bandit, Banker, Barbarian, Bard, Berserker, Chosen One, Commoner, Dark Knight, Druid, Electromancer, Enchanter, Exorcist, Fighter, General, that's going to be a special one, Hunter, Knight, Hydromancer, Monk, Necromancer, Ninja, Paladin, Plague Doctor, that will be special too, like General or Chosen One. They're all unique, probably. Pirate, Priest, Pyromancer, Ranger, Scholar, Spy, Templar, Vampire, Warrior, Witch, and Wizard. It's too quiet. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so Plague Doctor in general, they're reserved for certain characters. So that's why they're not on the class page on Iron Man, where I told people to refer to the class list to tell me what class they wanted their guest character to have. So those are off limits, technically. I'm excited for a few of these, like Pirate. So if you look, literally every class has state rate drunk 0%, Pirate drunk 1000%. So when you get drunk, it actually you become berserk and it puts all your stats up. So you become uncontrollable and just go crazy basically. And it's gonna make pirates like super strong. But that involves actually buying alcohol and then using the alcohol on a pirate in battle. If you use alcohol on just like anybody else, they're gonna have a slight chance of getting like probably like confused or asleep or something like that. But it will heal them a little bit too. But with a pirate, they're gonna be immune to that. They won't be put to sleep or confused. They'll just become drunk and just become berserk, and all the stats will go up, and they'll just wail on the enemy. So that's a cool little thing I'm going to do with the pirates. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got all the skills planned out and entered into the database. So it starts at AIM, number 8, and it goes down to 162 with Windwalk. So they're all in alphabetical order, so it'll be very easy to find them. I haven't put the bursts in yet, but that will be soon. And I think that's all I've actually done in here. Yeah, items are still default. All the stuff I have not changed yet. Drunk is there, but I haven't really... Oh no. Yeah, see, it puts all your stats up to 150%. So you get like a bonus 50% on top of everything. Even your max HP will go up. So it makes them pretty potent, but it wears off after a few turns. Have not done any animations yet. A little bit of work in here, not too much. I mean, I've got some sound effects. Other than that, not much going on there. But yeah, that's the gist of what I've done so far. A lot of it's just been sprite and tile work so far. But I've got a decent little chunk of maps done. I've evented the intro. So things are coming along, and I'm really looking forward to getting more work done on this, because I'm really stoked, actually. I mean, I put Blackened Prophecy 3 on hiatus so I could work on this, which I think says something. But yeah, just the idea of working on an original game with original graphics, I couldn't say no to that, man. Because for years I've wanted to have a game that's not a fan game, so that I'm not just known as the fan game guy. I don't want that. But whenever I try to make an original game, I found that I've always struggled to get any, I guess, attention on them. Like, I never get comments or feedback or anything like that. So I never really know how people feel about them, or if people are even interested. But people seem to be responding to Centuria so far, which I'm glad for. And I probably will try to make a demo that will encompass the same parts as the demo of the original game, which it covered the Ralston Kingdom, which had Ralston Castle and town, then the Ralston Mine and Port of On, the Ralston Checkpoint, and then it had the Riverlands, like that whole section there too. And I think you could get, was it 11 characters if you played your cards right, so... I mean, even with these characters here, up here, Braun, Liana, and Karsh. Kirsch, not Karsh. Karsh is Chrono Cross. If it's not really much of a spoiler, I'll just say it. If you pick Kirsch, that's it. That's who you get. Until you go find somebody else. But if you pick Braun or Liana, and you come back here, you turn in your quest, on your way out, Kirsch will be standing right here, and he'll say, he basically says, you know what, you didn't pick me, but I really want to do good. Will you let me come with you? So you get like a second chance to actually get Kirsch if you pick one of these two guys. And if you say yes, you'll get a nice alignment boost, because he's basically come back to you saying, please let me come with you. And if you say no, he goes away. That's it. You lost your chance, and you'll actually lose alignment because you're refusing help from somebody who really wants to help you, and somebody who is like a holy warrior. So, you know, you kind of want to have a good person like that around. Oh, look at the wind is picking up a little bit. I see all the branches and the trees out there swaying a little bit. Rain's picked up slightly. Come on, Dorian. I know you're coming. Huh. I wonder if, can I refresh this? How do I refresh this little browser? Well, it says 10 a.m. It's 11 now, so it should be right around there. So, let's actually zoom in here. How are things looking? What's this KT? Speed units. Oh, there we go. Kilometers per hour. Alright. Okay. So the wind gusts are expected to be over 100 now down the south shore. But here's the ones you want to look out for that are way down here. So that's not expected to be here until... They're thinking about 3 o'clock. Let's see, what's 12 o'clock say? Oh, almost gusting to 100. At 1. About the same. Then we go to 2 o'clock, which is close to when they're saying it's going to be here. Oh yeah, that'll be coming then for sure. 3 o'clock. Yep, 3 o'clock looks to be about the time to look out for. But it's not going to be hitting pretty good here until, I think, the evening. Let's say 6 p.m. maybe? It'll be blustery, but... How about, we'll say, around 9 p.m.? Oh, that's when the eye's passing over us. So, 10 p.m. We might be getting very lucky in Halifax. It looks like, we might be somewhat spared a little bit, maybe? We'll find out. I mean, it is a hurricane, so... But yeah, that'll be fun to see. I've only ever been through 2 hurricanes in my life. What was it, 2000 or 2001? Was that Igor, I think? And then 2003 was 1, which was the big one for us. Yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to do for now, though. I just felt like showing what I've been doing in Centuria, how it's coming along. I wish I had battles to show off right now, but I don't. We'll get to that later, though. Maybe next time I stream I might have battles to show off. It's just that I want to have a good idea of the actual... What's the word I'm looking for? I guess the structure of, like, the game itself, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. But my priority is just not with battles and skills yet. But I'll shift to that point eventually, because I will want to get something playable for the first part, just so I can get a feel for how it's going to feel. But yeah, I think that's about it for now. So yeah, that's Centuria. I'll have more to show later, but for now, there's a few maps. Test play of the intro in the first few maps. It's coming along. I got some more scripts I need to add to make things a little more personalized, like some menu scripts. But overall, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It feels like it's my own. The Blackman Prophecy games, I mean, technically they are my own, but they don't feel like it because it's not my music, not my character sprites or tile sets or monsters. None of that's, you know, mine. This is all stuff that's sprited by me. The music is all from downloaded resource packs and off royalty-free websites. So it's all free-to-use stuff. It's not rips or anything. The only rip I have right now is the music for when you sleep at an inn, which is from... No. Yeah, so I believe that's Final Fantasy III on the NES, I think. So yeah, I've got that. That's basically like a placeholder. I will probably also have placeholder enemies, so I'll probably have rips for the first little while until I get, you know, actual original sprites in the game. Whether that's through downloading a pack with retro monsters, which I've not seen one yet, or finding a website with retro monsters that I can use, or if there's somebody on RMN or something that says, hey, I'll draw monsters for you, that would be awesome too. But that's probably the most unlikely option. But we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see where this game takes me. And I hope that when it's playable, people have a lot of fun. They seem to enjoy the original Centuria, but then I put on hold to work on Blackman Prophecy 2, and then I canceled during the creation of Blackman Prophecy 2. So, but yeah, it just... I've always kind of regretted canceling it back then, and that's why I've brought it back. It's always had like a really special place in my heart, I guess. It was always that one game that I wish I hadn't canceled, or I wish I had done more with. So hey, yeah, now we're doing more with it. And I'm being very faithful to what I made before. So I don't have much more to say. I mean, I have some information up on RMN about, I think, just gameplay mechanics and stuff too, if you want to check that out. Yeah, I think that's it. I have I have little else to say. So I think I'm going to end it here, and that'll be it. So, if you watched all this, because I saw nobody join the stream, but if you join later and check this out, and you watch this whole thing, then I don't know why you watched the whole thing. I didn't think it was probably that interesting, but thanks for watching it anyway. So yeah, I'll have something available for download, probably, I'm gonna guess November or December, maybe January, I don't know. It'll be a few months off, for sure, because I need to get more sprite work done, and there's animations, and monster sprites, and all that stuff. I'm using the front view battle system, not the side view, so I don't have to worry about the side view battle sprites at all. So that's less work on my part for that anyway, so that's not a concern. But yeah, there's still some work to do. So I might stream again before I have a demo available. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. We've hit an hour. I think it's long enough. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time in one of my Let's Plays. Probably.